Tonight, the air carries a strange pulse. It is October 30th, Devil's Night, a night whispered about for generations. The eve before All Hallows Eve, when mischief roams the streets, and the veil between the worlds and the next begin to thin. In the old days, they said spirits walked freely tonight, drawn by chaos, by laughter, and by fear. Fires once burned across the fields and alleyways, lit not just by children's hands, but by something older, something waiting. And perhaps they're still there. For tonight on Devil's Night, we step into the space between worlds, the place where history and shadows blur together, the place where witches still whisper. Welcome to Darkwoods Paranormal. I'm your host, Gabriel Von Graves, and as always, I'm joined by my partner through the veil, co-investigator and host, Raven Knight. Welcome, Raven.
Thank you.
Now, there's a story behind this night, a story written in ash, blood, and superstition. Once, those who practiced the old ways were feared. They were healed, they healed the sick and read the skies, and listened to the voices no one else could hear. They were called witches. For centuries, the world tried to silence them. They were drowned, burned, branded as evil. But truth, they never died. They survived in whispers and in symbols, through cards and candles, through the quiet art of reading, and most refused to see. Many turned to tarot, a structured deck of 78 cards, each one mirroring the soul, the fool, the lover, death, and the tower. Tarot speaks in lessons, in cycles, in fate. But there is another path, a wilder one, not bound by numbers or suits, not tarot, but oracle. Oracle cards are raw intuition. They are the storm before the structure. They whisper, not command. They don't predict what will be, they reveal what already is. And tonight, on this Devil's Night, we are joined by someone who lives within that mystery, a seer, a medium, a witch, whose presence still the dark and the divine. She is the flame in the fog, the voice behind the veil, the one who dares to listen when the world turns away. Her name is Destiny. Welcome, Destiny.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Pleasure.
Tonight she will open her cards, share her stories, and maybe, just maybe, help us understand what still moves in the darkness of the Devil's Night. So sit back, listen closely. This is Darkwoods Paranormal. Raven, how you doing today?
I am very good. Thank you for asking. And how are you, Gabriel?
Oh, I'm always good, thank you.
Good. Good. All right. And also Destiny's here. Welcome, Destiny.
Yes,
Welcome.
hello. I'm very welcome. I love it. Not gonna lie, I'm having deja vu right now.
Deja vu. Well, that's always good.
hmm
That's got to mean something.
Oh yeah, this has happened already. Like, I'm on the right path. We're good.
I love that.
Oh, I'm
Um,
loving it too. It was hardcore deja vu.
really?
Like, I know I've seen, like, this is very entitled. Like, I've seen this before, and I'm like, while you were talking, I was like, oh wow, okay. I was like, we're here, got it.
You're like, that guy's great. Gabriel Von
Oh,
Graves, his voice,
fantastic.
yeah,
Every
yeah.
time. Every time.
Made for the station. Made for it.
Made,
Uh,
yes, for the station.
so, Destiny, I want to start off by just asking you where or how you actually discovered your abilities. I know that we've said that you're a witch, first of all, and you're also a medium, you do cards, but how did this all come about for you?
So I've always believed in it, right? Like everybody I think has like their belief in it. And I did believe in it, but it's seeing, believing, and like experiencing it all is totally different realms of reality on that base. So initially, like my mom used to practice when I was younger, that stepped away from that, but I fell back into it because of like a reconnection with an old friend, and it turned into a little more than that. And unfortunately, he passed away 2 weeks after um we started seeing each other. So it's like known each other for this whole length of time, finally friends to lovers, and then RIP. And it was very devastating. And it's like, I have experienced loss. That's not new to me. But this was just different. And things were just happening that I couldn't explain. It was like, I would say it out loud. I'm like, oh God, they're going to give me the grippy socks. They're really going to put me in for this. I was like, if there's anything that's going to step me to the big white puffy room, this is it. And I started like experiencing things that you don't understand if you've never experienced it or know anyone else that's experienced it. And I was confiding in a friend of my best friend, and I was like, dude, I don't know what's going on. Like, I'm freaking out. I'm just going crazy. The grief is too much, and college work, I just don't know like how to handle everything. I ended up meeting a psychic, and she confirmed everything, like private conversations that I was by myself, and private things that were going on, like if I was screaming at him in the car because, I was mad at him in that moment. And she was just confirming things and then would tell me stuff that hadn't happened yet. And I'm just sitting there like, I don't know what this means. And she's like, don't make it fit. Don't make it fit. It will. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I'm trying to make it fit because I'm hard-headed and stubborn. And then things have still unfolded since then, still unfolding 5 years later after that reading happened. So I kind of just embraced it and swan dived into that rabbit hole. And I think became the rabbit hole at the same time, essentially.
So how did that actually lead you to start doing your own cards and like I guess become you say that you're a witch. So how did these things happen? Like how did
So
you
all of it like following what you're guided to do. Like you're gonna have a strong pull with your emotion, like just everything within your soul is like, I am vibing with this energy. So the best way I describe it is like craving of food, like, but like a food when like you're on your period, like really intense. Like you're like, if I don't get chocolate, someone's getting murked. Like I'm needed, don't touch it, don't eat it, no nothing. That's kind of like the pull to it. It's like I cannot leave it alone. I have to like tap into this energy. And it fascinated me because with the psychic and the tarot readers, I was like, how do they do it? Like, I'm fascinated with how they do it. But she confirmed in the reading that she was like, so you hear him, right? And I was like, yeah. And she was like, so that you're gifted. And I'm like, okay. Like I don't know, like I don't understand, how do I work it, how do I turn the knob to adjust the settings and meditation. And like with that, opening up my third eye was like the lock that broke. And surprisingly enough, nobody talks about it. There are symptoms. You have a physical reaction when you open your third eye, at least I did. And when I
And what are
googled it,
those reactions that you experience?
um I know for me, and it's a common one because I was like, Googling my symptoms. I'm like, oh, I died yesterday, according
Right.
to Google. But okay, so we're in a setting, so you kind of, I guess, get the like feeling of it. So we're in South Louisiana, but it's in the middle of December, so it's actually cold outside. My aunt, who I was living with at the time, she didn't use the heater, so we liked being cold for obvious reasons. And my face, only my face, it felt like it was in the oven. It was hot. It was just hot, hot, hot. And if you can see, I am pale. So if I am going to raise in temperature, you'll see my face change color. I'll crawfish. And it's like, you'll see the red, you'll see me pale, whatever. No color change. None. I wasn't running a temperature. I checked. I was doing all the logical steps, like what's happening. I didn't know. And I actually, I put it in Google expecting to get the diagnosis of, a hernia or something. I don't know. And it said, these are symptoms of opening your third eye. And I'm like, no way. All right, cool. And it kind of just exploded after that. All my abilities have been like popping up online through over the years, and I'm steadily like opening, experiencing, and pushing the boundaries on it to see how far I can like go. I'm just terrified of sight. That's the only thing that scares me, is seeing them. But I can see them in here, just not in person unless they show themselves to me.
So, if you don't mind me asking, just for clarification, what is a witch and what is them?
Like, what is a witch? A witch can be defined, I think, in a few different ways.
Okay.
Some of them, it's just healers. It's
Okay.
healers. It's beautiful, strong, empowered women, men, whatever. It's they have a knowledge of the spiritual side as well. Like, they're more empathic, they're more in tune, humanitarian, even when people get on my nerves. Like, we still have the humanitarian side, and we want to heal the world, or we want to heal the collective. So, because I think all of us have a sense of, we know we're gonna all return to one at some point. So, and some witches can be, some of them more chaotic than others. Some of them are more light, or like, yeah, like light or dark, or just, I think it's a spectrum. It's a broad spectrum, but for the most part, it's all like tuned in people that are really setting into their authentic self, I think.
And you mentioned them. You see them in here, but you don't want to see them through sight.
Right.
What is them?
Spirits,
Okay.
entities, anything that the naked eye wouldn't be able to see. And I've seen them, I've seen spirits, I've seen things that are not logical in this mundane reality, this muggle world, if you will. Um, like, I've seen apparitions, I've seen orbs of light come out my hands. My boyfriend saw orbs of light shooting out of my head one night when I was sleeping. I've seen on camera like demons and stuff like that, and it's like, I'm worried about seeing people who have passed away in very gruesome ways, and that if they're still stuck in that energy. I don't want to see that. I don't like gore. Uh, I did the medical field, but I did the reception side. I don't like blood and guts. I don't. So, and sometimes they'll show me their deaths, and I'm like, no, thank you. No, I'm good. Please don't. That's gross. I'm gonna throw up. Don't do that. Like, we don't want to make it worse.
So you're a medium as well, correct?
Hmm.
What is
Yes.
being a medium? What makes you say you're a medium? I'm not saying you're not. I'm just
Oh
trying to
yeah,
get
no.
clarification. Okay.
Understood. Yeah, no, medium. I'm able to channel passed away loved ones and deities, entities, and stuff like that. But I can channel passed away loved ones. It's For me, it's like, I don't want to say hit or miss. Some days are stronger than other days, but being able to communicate and learning things that about people, like, that they think that nobody knows. I'm like, I know. Like, if I'm wanting to channel and tap in, or if spirit just comes in and is like, hey, I got to tell you something. You got to tell them this. And I'm like, please don't, like, just, what if they don't wanna? Like, I can't force feed them like info. They have to be receptive to it. And not everybody's receptive. They'll talk to me, and they don't shut up. They don't. You have to learn how to turn it off. Like, if you open that door, you got really shove it closed.
It's
So
So,
very
like,
interesting. Very
how
interesting.
do you turn it off? Like, have you figured out a way to do that yet, or is that something you're still working on?
oh no, I figured out how to turn it off. And I didn't know how to describe it at first, but I saw a Reddit post about a psychic who was dealing with something very similar. She says in her family, they experience doors in their mind. So they can go in their mind and they can see doors, and they just close them. And it's, I guess, like a psychic, energetic, symbolic way of being like, we're closed, like, we're shut down time, where it's lunch break, whatever. I I use and she said she couldn't find her door. And I was like, okay, but then she came back and said that hers wasn't a door, it was an old-timey radio. And she just turns it off. And mine is a switch, like a light switch, or a like open close sign. I can kind of make it whatever I want to. But it's any way that shows on off, and I'm like, okay guys, we're shutting down, but I did give them access to override in an emergency. So,
So turning it on and off is kind of, in your terminology, is projecting an a stop. Like don't come in, and then you can
Boundary.
project it being, yeah, boundary. You can project it being on. That's very interesting,
Yeah.
Destiny. Very
And
interesting.
like amplifying it is something like I'm definitely working on. Like there are ways that I can amplify. I'm just learning new effective ways. Candles help a lot. A
What is it
lot.
about the candle that you think helps you through this?
It's fire energy, like it's a pure raw form of energy. And white candles are what was actually one of the things that I was craving after AJ died. The guy I was speaking about earlier, his name's AJ. And he's my spirit guide now. Like he's literally with me all the time. But I was craving white candles, scentless specifically, like not ivory, not eggshell, not off-white, none of it. It had to be pure white candles. I did not understand why. And the only scented candle I wanted was lavender. And I'm like, I don't understand what this means, but we're going with it because I'm craving this. Like, I'm not going to eat it, but I need to light these candles. And when I met the psychic, she said, like, I see candles. And I'm like, okay. She's seeing my setup. Got it. And she's like, white candles help them on the other side. It guides them. It's like a beacon of energy. So, and that's also too kind of resonates with my lighthouse theory on auras and whatnot, which is kind of fascinating. And, but yeah, the white candles help them because white is a pure color. And it's just, I don't know, it just helps them. I'm getting the fine-tuned details, but for the majority, I think that's kind of how they like to express it.
And what is your lighthouse theory, if you don't mind me asking?
So I have this thing, like, you know how like the planes, like spiritual, and then our world, they're on top of each other. Like they're kind of just mushed in together. So if you see like movies where spirits from the POV of a spirit, they're walking through same houses and all that stuff, and they can see like living people, but the living people can't see them. And they're, trying to get attention or whatever. So I always look at it in like a sepia or a black and white tone, but I'm not saying that's what it is, but that's just how I picture it because of Hollywood's movies, I guess. But
Right.
so on the other side, how they see us, and I actually had gotten confirmation, and I'll go into that. Um, like we have this aura, we have this bright light, like we emit a light. So not like a lightning bug because that's just their butt, but it's like our whole we resonate our entire body. I don't know if y'all know about that the old TikTok filter that was that's what it is kind of.
I know
But
Tori.
it's yeah, but it's more it's enveloped like all over. So if the more higher vibrational you are and the more like you're practicing your gifts and you're authentic and you're kind and loving and stuff like that, and you're you don't have to be perfect, that's not, they're not wanting that, but your aura brightens and it changes color too depending on, like, I guess what you're like dealing with or doing, but it will change color. And but the more you're accelerating to your highest self, the brighter it gets. And I mean, every time I've ever thought about it, because a lot of the times when I get these like theories or messages, it's all channeled from spirit typically. And it's like a bat signal, is what I keep saying. It goes more up than out. I mean, it can go out a little bit, and I think, but it's like if it did, then it would be kind of like everywhere, blinding everyone. But it goes, I always see it shoot up, and it's like really bright, like a light. Those old, how they like advertise for like a new business and they shoot those like those big bright lights in the sky and you'll just see them from
Absolutely.
like your
Yep.
house.
Yep.
That's kind of what it is. So spirits, like high, low vibrational, they'll see that anywhere. So it's like it is like a bat signal, and they'll vibe straight to you. And we had spirit box session one night, me and my boyfriend, and this little boy comes through. His name's Harold. He's 12 years old. I don't know how he died. He won't talk about that, and I respect him for that. He's ever comfortable and ready, he can tell me, just because I'm curious. I'm trying to figure out what era he's from. I get the feeling it's kind of like older era, like maybe it feels like before the 1940s. I want to say 1800s, early 1900s he may have passed, but I'm not entirely sure. But spirits on the other side, children spirits, are very blunt. They're just the same as they would be in life, And as far as like the grown spirits will kind of hem haw and give you like riddles. These kids are like, nope, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. So I asked him about it. I was like, do I have an aura and does it do what I just explained? And he's like, yeah, no, that's exactly how it works. Like through the spirit box. He was very clear. Like it was crazy. And I used the app Necrophonic, and I know people give apps like a bad name, but like that app's legit. I'll give it its credit. But he's coming through very clear. He's like, no, that's exactly how it works. He's like, that's how I found you, actually. I was just wandering around and I saw you, your light, and it was very, very bright. So I decided to come over here and check it out. I hope that's okay. And I was like, yeah, no, that's fine. I was like, you're welcome here as long as you have good intentions. This is a safe space for you, so that's cool. I was like, is there a color I'm radiating? And he said, royal blue. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna have to Google that later, but I'm gonna write it down. And I'm gonna see what's up with the royal blue. It's supposed to be a really good color though. So I thought it was fun. He's a good
That's
kid.
that's fascinating. I love you. You're very animated. I love that.
Thank you.
So thank you for doing that. The words that the way you talk, I can envision it. I appreciate that.
Yes, I love
So
storytelling.
yeah, right. Well, you're very good at it. Well,
Thank you.
today is the night before Halloween, right?
Oh,
Devil's Night. What is the scariest experience that you have had? And we'll start
oh,
with the darkest, and then we'll go to the lightest, right? So.
I'm trying to think. Like I've had quite a few. So before I tapped back into my gifts, I was a teenager. My mom was kind of in it before she went back to the religious side, but um I don't know what happened or what that, but I was 14, and I guess is it like a quick span through. I was 14 and I played with this Ouija board and nothing happened. And I was like, all right, whatever, I was just like, maybe another day, we'll figure it out. I don't know what happened. It worked. It worked. Um, Even though nothing had happened, the door was opened. And
Mm.
I'm pretty sure we closed it the right way. I'm not, that was so long ago, but either way, it was open enough for something to come through. And I went, and it was my friend's board, and I went to like wherever I was going to put it. You couldn't see me, and I was hiding it. I hid it under his porch, like in the crevice under his porch, so nobody would steal it, because we had a bunch of weirdos in the neighborhood that just steal random stuff. And I was like, no, but I'm not going to be responsible for the theft of a Ouija board and then let everything loose, literal all hell to break loose. I'm not going to, no. So I shoved it under there. Nobody saw me. It was like 3, 4 o'clock. I think it was like 4 in the morning. And all the girls that I had with me for like a slumber party, they were inside getting ready for bed. And we go to bed. And I wake up the next morning because my neighbor, she was staying with me that night. Her brothers are like knocking on my window. And I'm like, it's like 6 in the morning, and I'm like, not a morning person. I'm like, what? And they're like, well, where's so and like their sister? And they were like, oh yeah, and we found like this in front of your bed. I mean, in front of your window. And I'm like, no, that's impossible. Where did y'all get that? How did you know where I put it? And then I started like focusing on the board more. It looked like it had been ripped to shreds, ran over, spit on, burned. It looked like it had been just. Look, I'm even getting goosebumps just talking about it. And I can't talk about it too long, or it'll beacon him. But now I'm starting to feel it in my cheeks. But I'm just looking at him like, what did y'all do to that? He's like, that's how the boys were like, this is how we found it. It was literally laying in front of your window. And I'm like, uh, okay, cool. I was like, so I don't know. I just put it in the back of my head, and this was never confirmed, but this is what I truly believe. It was definitely a demon that came out, and he did follow me for the next 15 years, on and off, staying dormant and popping in, and he ruined a lot of my relationships. But I think like I think he burned down my house. Like my house caught fire not that long after, like a year or two later. I think when I was say 14, I was 15, 16. So 3 years later, my house caught fire randomly in my room one night. Whenever I had literally, it was a flip of fate on if I was going to leave or not. I fell asleep. My friend was late. She was like, do you want to stay home and sleep? I'm like, I'm 17. Let's get it. You know, we're going to go drink or whatever in a field somewhere. I don't care. Let's go. And I was supposed to, I guess, leave that night, but I could have ended up being home, but ended up leaving last minute anyways at like divine, you know, intervention. And we had already lived in that house or the trailer since I was 10. So almost 10 years we were in that trailer. So like, yeah, like 7 years we were there. And randomly my plug next to my bed is what they said caught fire. But what caught fire? There was nothing plugged in it. There was nothing going. There was no reason that plug should have caught any fire at all or sparked nothing. We had no electrical problems in that trailer. So it just randomly caught fire one night. Like after that, I started noticing things maybe around 18, 19 years old. And I was in a very abusive relationship. And I think that he made it worse than what it would have been. Not giving the man any excuses. It was awful. But like me and him started seeing things that were not like the computer's turning on. It's a brand new computer. There's nothing programmed on it, but this melody, this freaking piano melody plays from no source because he knew how to work a computer and getting the innards and the back doors and stuff. And he's like, I can't find a source. It looped 3 times and shut off. And I'm like, oh, there's the chills down my back. Oh no. And then the next day, the computer turned on again, same time, but it wasn't a melody. It was this, now that I'm thinking about it, it was this praying in another language. I didn't know what language. It sounded old. If I could, and I have this weird talent to understand the tongue, linguistics. I can pinpoint. I don't know. I didn't learn it. It just is natural. And I'm like, why does it feel like it sounds sort of like what Aramaic would sound like? It's not Latin, but it's creepy. It looped 3 times, stopped. And I even have an EVP of this thing talking to me on YouTube. I'll have to send y'all the link, but I caught it on my flip phone, my pink flip phone, my Razor phone, phone. And I was taking a video of my cat at the time, and she was trying to bite at the little electric balls where you put your finger on it and play with it and whatever. And you can hear him say, I'll get you, like in it. And it was crazy. I had nightmares that lasted 3 weeks. It was just crazy. And he was attached and obsessed with me, I think, in some way. It was very weird. It was
You
very
had a
weird.
lot of number threes in that story.
Mhm.
So do you think it's because you didn't close out your session with the Ouija board? Do you think that you guys misunderstood how to close
I,
it out, or do you think he came out instead?
I think he just came out. I think
Hmm.
the silence of it all was just the trick. You know,
Right.
like, okay, like we opened the door long enough, nobody's like coming through. Nothing's happening. It's not moving. We don't feel it. Like, but at the time, I don't think I understood my own. But I feel like as a younger girl, I would have maybe been more in tune and just not realized it because like I had seen an apparition before. You know, around that time, I'd seen my first apparition, and I was like, okay, so I mean, I was a believer, you know, but it was just, I don't think I properly understood, but they kept it quiet and he just was like sneaks in the door. And I really want to say we said goodbye, but I don't remember, to be honest with you. That night's kind of blurry, actually. But I want to say we did. If I can get in touch with the girl that I don't know her if she's married or not, but if I could get in touch with her, I will ask her. But I don't think we did anything wrong. I think we followed the rules. So I think he just snuck in when he saw the opportunity.
Well, as you know, evil comes in sideways because it can't come straight at you because it would scare you. It comes in sideways. It's comforting.
Oh
Um,
yeah,
so I think that's a very interesting story. Thank you for sharing that.
you're welcome. I got plenty.
How did you then, you said 15 years or so,
Mhm.
he seemed to kind of follow you and do these things. How did you eventually get rid of him, or is he still kind of in the background?
No, I mean, I got rid of him. Now Ken, because he's familiar with my energy and he was with me for so long, I think that, it wouldn't be impossible for him to try to come back. However, my mindset is a lot more like, I dare you to try, because I'm feistier now. I'm more confident in my craft, and I understand how protected I am with my guides. Alongside with the fact that I've had angels and deities come to see me on their own without me calling to them. So I've got backup, and I'm like, and if anything, if I my it's funny because we had a demon recently who's always trying to come in here. He's attached to my neighbor actually, and he'll come through the spirit box, let me in, and I'm like, go, like, go on somewhere else. I'm like, if you have to make me get up and pull out herbs, break a sweat, whatever. I was like, you're not gonna like how creative I can get. You're obviously attracted to my light, so that must mean that I'm powerful. And I was like, I already know that I'm powerful. I've seen myself do things, manifest things. I've changed weather with my friend, and I'm aware of what is possible and know that it's probably limitless. So we're gonna figure it out together, bud. And but if for him, if I was to fully like allow, I think he could find me, but I'm gonna make sure like not to. But again, like, I'm not as scared of him as I used to be. So, because he's very, I know what he looks like. I used to have a picture of him. And by the way, if you notice how all the stories of people that say that they have experiences of spirits come in the closet, right? As always, it's a closet. Yeah, so closets, I confirmed through spirit, they're all closets are portals. So Monsters Inc., pretty much.
So what? Just for clarification, and I think that's extremely interesting, Destiny.
Mhm.
What classifies, do you believe, as a closet? Is it just a structure that is closed, or is it something that you put things away that you don't want to see anymore? Like you hang your clothes there and you shut the door,
Yeah,
so you kind of
pretty
project that
much.
kind of, a space.
Yeah, as if
In
it's labeled as a closet or you use it as a closet, yeah, it becomes a portal for sure. Like my
Okay.
closet, I'm in this tiny camper. It is not your typical closet. It's like a door and a little cubby hole. They are always saying closet, we're in the closet, we're by the closet, we're coming out of the closet. I'm like, is that a portal or something? Because I'm so sick of seeing this thing, like this repeating pattern of the closet. I notice I've seen that a lot throughout my, understand and experience, and they're like, oh no, it's a portal. I'm like, so Monsters Inc., cool, got it. um
So
Go
what is
away.
it about the closet though? What is it about that space, do you think, that allows things to project through it?
Honestly, that's a good question. I never really sat and thought about it. I want to say, like, because it might be a private space where the liminal area could be more present. It's close enough to the living, it's close enough to be in your personal space, but just, far enough to where they can manifest in that private, dark, cluttered space. So it's definitely always wise to keep it neat and organized. As much as I love to procrastinate, I'm not a perfectionist, then I'll hit my OCD modes. Keeping it tidy is really hitting nail on the head with godliness is cleanliness, and your vibration will be higher in that sense. But clutter, the lower vibrational entities, they love a mess. They love it. They're like pigs. They roll around in the filth. They love that stuff.
So what you are referring to, Destiny, if I may chime in, is
Yeah.
disorder. So I've noticed a pattern through
Chaos.
people that, yes, exactly. People that seem to have issues that recur in their life or whatever, there always seems to be an element of disorder in either their mindset. They're not in tune to who they are. They get distracted easy. They involve themselves in other things other than themselves,
Um,
which I believe creates this disorder. In fact, when Raven and I go to, we do home investigations, and when
Love
Raven and
it.
I go to speak to people, and people that seem to have things that continue happening, the first thing
Mm.
I say is, you got to own your space. And by owning your space, what I mean about that is once you're cleaning up your space, and you don't have to be like a clean freak, but you're actually owning the space that you're in. This is mine. I'm putting
Mhm.
it here. This is what I'm.
Making
Do
a
you
claim to it.
absolutely? Do you think there's something to that?
Oh, yes. So that's one of my biggest things. Like, whenever you have something in your house and you don't want it there, you need to tell it with authority. Like, you can cuss, you can say whatever you want,
Hmm.
just get out. But you have to say it. Like, you can't be like, can you please get out? No, you be like, no, get out. You're trespassing. I'm calling the police. Go. Like, I don't like you. You got stanky energy and I don't want you here. I will go get my dragon's blood incense and my Palo Santos. I'll shoo you. Get out. I'm giving you an opportunity. You have like you got to open the door for them, or yeah, they're probably not going to get out. They can't open the door. Well, they could if they really tried, but
Right.
I think they're just being lazy. But um, you got to open the door, or a window is fine. A window cracked. You don't have to fly it open, but just a little they'll right out. So, but commanding it typically will work. Now, if you need to do that extra stuff, then do it, honey. Claim your space, take it back. But yeah, you gotta be like, this is my home. Like, what's that TikTok? This is my purse. Like, with Bobby, like, this is my purse. Like, no, say it like you meant, this is my purse. Yeah,
You
like that's kind of how exactly. Just like, this is mine. They don't like it when you command that authority, because you're channeling that light, and that light is divine. That light is essentially, like, I guess what could be described as more of like God essence. So
Hmm.
once you're commanding that, you're like wholeheartedly embodying it, and they're like, oh, awesome. It's really bright. I gotta go. This is kind of stinging a little bit, like vampires in the sunlight. Like, they don't like that at all. Confidence.
Now you mentioned that you have a picture of the demon that was kind of obsessed with you. Um,
I used to, yeah.
used to, okay. What makes you think it's a demon when when things come to you? What what gives you clues that it's a demon versus you mentioned angel? So what is the
Oh,
distinction? Is it how you feel it, or is it
mhm.
how it presents itself, or do you just get these intuitions, if you will, that this is something that means me harm?
So that's interesting how you said it like that, because I've had a demon trick me before into thinking it was somebody else, thinking it was AJ.
Hmm.
But typically, when they come through the way that they normally would, is I can feel it. Like, I can it's just a sense of dread. It's a sense of like, ugh, it's just icky feeling. Or if I get the sense of like, I should be scared, like, man, I don't want to be alone right now. Or I'm just like, this is damp energy. Like, this is like heavy, heavy, versus spirit, it's way lighter. Or even angels. And I've had, Archangel Gabriel and Hecate show up at the same time in my home. It was like he opened the door and let her through too. Like, he was just like, yeah, I got it, like being a gentleman. But they showed up, and the energy when they showed up was so magnetic. It was so high. It was like so I've never felt energy like that before. It was so intense and high vibrational versus lower that I felt before. And I'm like, y'all are welcome anytime. Anytime. I don't have any good china, and not many places to sit, but you're welcome here. Like, this is so cool, because I'm a devotee of Hecate. So, um, actually, my boyfriend got me a Hecate necklace for my birthday, but it's so just I'm trying to think of like a good way to describe it. Like, when you're like, that feeling you get when you wake up on like Christmas morning and you're a kid and there's presents everywhere and all that stuff, and you get that excited feeling. Like, it's kind of like that, but like on crack. It's like on steroids. It's a much more intense feeling, and it's definitely a spiritual experience for sure. For sure.
Those are very good description words, by the way. So
Yeah.
I don't want to take Raven's experiences, but I've seen demons, and to me, when they came across, I this particular demon, you could feel it in your soul, and it's hard to explain, but it's like you feel this cold emptiness in, at least
Yeah.
in my situation, it knows you because it can read you. It's older, it's wiser, right? It's been around. It's a trickster. It
Oh yeah.
mastered the ability to trick you to get what it wants. And
Hmm.
it to me, it seemed like it was like a munchkin, like tiny. It was short, it was fat, and
They
and
come in all sizes.
yeah, and it just knew you. You could feel it in your soul that it really did give you that sick feeling because it
Mhm.
was just twisting. Is that the same kind of thought process?
Yeah, like that gut wrenching,
Yeah.
like like your heart drops to your stomach. Like this
Yep.
is just not good. And they're there to like they want to make. I don't even think it's like they try to. I think that's just their essence. And
Sure.
then when they're projecting more onto it, because like I said, with the one that came in pretending to be AJ,
Hmm.
I didn't initially feel it how I was drunk, but I didn't feel it. And AJ, it was weird because like when they say you're not supposed to drink and do that because it opens
Yep.
you up, but
Absolutely.
I
Because you're
don't
compromised
mind it.
in that state, right? You're compromised,
Yeah,
and the
I
demons come in sideways, so they use vulnerabilities.
I
At
feel
least
like they
I
come
believe.
more directly actually when you're drunk because like your inhibitions fall off.
Hmm.
Now I feel if you don't properly guard yourself, I like to have a good buzz. Not that I'm recommending, I'm not telling anybody to do this. This is just my experience. But like I have a lot that goes on in my life, so I'm just trying to like peel away all that. And I can see them more clearly in my head and I can hear them louder. So, and I just feel the energy more if I'm like just the right like buzzed. And it was weird because he was talking to me and it was just normal and I'm just like doing my thing and then here comes AJ and I'm like, and then as soon as AJ walked through, the mask fell because they couldn't exist as twins, the mask fell and he grew like a few feet and AJ's already 6'4". So he grew a few more feet and I'm like, oh, you mama. I was like, here we go again. Hold on, I'll be right back. And AJ was like, what the hell? But he's actually, there's been points where the demon that followed me would have a interesting take on that story with the salt test. But it when it came in because it wanted my attention, I could feel it blow everybody else out the door.
Hmm.
Like it was like they sucked him out and he's like, no, go, bow. And I'm like, oh, what that was rude. Like that was really freaking rude. Like, oh my God. And just that was a weird, weird night because we saw it was weird. So like that was an intense night with the salts. It was like, okay, so we know what's going on now. All right, cool beans. But we had to get rid of him again. Like he's like a stalker. He's like in love with me. I don't know what's going on with that.
What is it about the essence of salt, do you believe, that kind of draws away that kind of energy?
I don't know what about it makes it pure. Salt cleansing, purification. I don't know if it's in the like its creation, the essence. I don't know if some witch millions of years ago or thousands of years ago, or the first witch or whatever, it was like, you know what, this is going to be the stuff that really knocks you off your feet. Like this is the cleansing, like stuff. I guess it's what it's made of or something. I need to ask spirit that and be like, what is it about salt, that gives it that kick, like that little extra punch to negative spirits. I really don't have like a solid answer for it. I would just imagine that, well, intention helps. That does help. I
Hmm.
will say that. But I guess it's the components of what it's made of because if science and witchcraft and supernatural would just hold hands already, I think we'd be a lot further in life and we could understand more of those aspects. Because it's got to be what it's made of. Because if you have
Yeah.
to put ingredients in for certain spells, I would imagine that the salt being made of what it's made of, or atoms or whatever, it's got to be kind of the same thing along that line, right? I mean, that makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Typically, they'll channel with that. So, if y'all want to say anything, spirit, by all means, channel it through so I can understand it too.
Oh, we're,
So
we're phone a friend right now. You know what I mean?
what is the
Right?
difference between the paranormal and witch? Since you separate them out to, when you're categorizing, what is the difference between paranormal and witchcraft?
Witchcraft, or like witches or witchcraft and paranormal. So, paranormal is more, I mean, they're hand in hand, if you want me to be honest. They're all like connected, but it's like we're in the flesh, right? Like we're using um the tools that we have to connect with the supernatural. They're in the astral, like they're on the other side. They have access to things that we don't have access to, and we have access to things that they don't have access to, like it really sucks. Like don't get me wrong, like AJ, I miss him. I do. Like it pains me a lot and I go through waves of it. But not being able to touch him, that's a big deal. I'm like, damn, I can feel his energy all day long, but touching him is different. So it's not like he can grab something that he might need or he might like, there's just things like how to alert me on stuff. It's just so using that tool to kind of meld together and synchronize, it flows better. So we can all kind of just really wrap around everything we need to get, if that makes sense.
It does. So you mentioned a couple times that you can feel the dead, right? Um, what is it? Have you ever asked what it is like to be dead? I mean, are you seeing things from a different realm where you're seeing your loved ones? Do you go through a purgatory stage? Is there a heaven? Is there a hell in your perspective?
From what I've learned so far, and y'all feel free to chime in if I've or anything like that, but like, cause they're here, like they're messing with my candle.
Tell them I said
Um,
hi.
they hear you. They're like, we know. Hey, like it's a few of them.
Right.
And y'all got y'all's there too, but I feel them like because they're right here. But wait, what was the question again? I'm sorry, I trailed off for that one. What was
I love that. No, that's great. I was asking, does the dead know they're dead? And is there a hell? Is there a heaven? Is there a
oh,
purgatory where you
right.
actually have to pay for some of the disgruntled things you have done in your lifetime? Or is it just
So
energy transferring to a different realm?
so the realm is like, I don't there, and some people are gonna get butthurt about this, but there's no heaven, there's no hell. It's different realms, different universes, different timelines, planes of existence that exist all at once and separately at the same time. It's like their own like little department,
Hmm.
but it's like some of them are like, a lot of them are kind of layered on top of each other, like 3D, 4D kind of level. Um and then as far as like them knowing if they're dead or not, that depends on the way they died and the spirit and their understanding of the supernatural. I think being knowing and more in tune is going to be easier for the transition. But if you don't know anything about life after death or any kind of in tune, and you die a very tragic, very abrupt death, I think you can stay in that loop for a little while until you come to terms and realize like, OMG, we're not here anymore. Like it's just crazy, that, but a lot of them do know that they're passed on because they even have like a hierarchy system over there. So they're learning when they move over there. And like my guides have their boss, in a sense, and it's like they're teaching them how to do things, transition, adjust, move around, because like AJ can be here and go see his son, who is, I call him, he's my son, but not biologically because both of his parents have passed away, but like he can be here and there, like just take a step into the next room and he's here. And we live an hour and a half away from each other, so they can like travel, no
Hmm.
problem. Just be in the
There
same two
isn't
places
a
at
time
once.
and space, I'm assuming, at least from other people I've listened to, there
It's
isn't no such thing as time. They travel
no,
instantly because time is a earthly measurement. I'm assuming.
pretty much. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they have an understanding and fragments of time because and they wouldn't do divine timing, but it's different over there. There is no time. It's just is. Like it can manifest because I had a friend of mine say like he'll show up to, he's particular about my friends. Like he showed up to two of my friends, their dreams, and they don't know each other. And the dreams were pretty much the same, like getting ready for double dates. And they don't know that. They told me the same similar dreams. But one of them, she was asking questions. She was like, "So tell me, how do you manifest over there? Like with buildings, if you can't, or what, like how does that?" He's like, "We just think of it, and there it is, And I'm sure there's rules because could you imagine chaotic spirits that are like, making up crazy inventions? Like if it's not the collective, like they're like, we don't want that, it'll go away or kind of thing. But they can move around. Like I actually caught the most amazing apparition the other day or the other week on my camera. It was so cool. I think I sent it to you, but you see this like fog and then it just zoops down and turns into it morphs into a body and walks right off camera and I'm like, Oh my God. Oh my God. I caught it. I was like, we got him. I was like, this is amazing footage. And nope, it got slept on. Why isn't it viral yet? This is literal proof. Joe, nuts, somebody come look at this. Somebody come look at this. Like, it's crazy. But it's to see them, they can morph. And I get orbs in my backyard all the time. And because I'm practicing, I like ripped the veil wide open
Hmm.
in my yard. So it's like the EAC on Nemo. And they're flying through, and I've got so many videos, and the orbs, they're different colors, densities. Some of them glow and blink, and they're animated. Like I've seen one, it was coming in, and this other one was like, "Not today, son." Like he intercepted the orb, intercepted another orb, and I think it's funny. I don't know why that video makes me laugh so much, but it does. But
Um,
it's amazing how it works over there.
Gabriel, I
do,
think I was going to say, I think though. I mean, we've asked her a lot of questions. We do have some people in the chat, and I do want to open up the chat too for anybody who does want to do an oracle card reading. Um, yes, she has them right there. So if anybody is out there and listening and wants to hop in for a minute and get their cards read, they definitely can. We can keep asking some questions and kind of find out more about you. I find you very interesting, and you have a lot of very interesting stories. Oh, well, hop in.
Come
There should
on
be
in.
yeah, come on in. There should be a button that says or request a call. So if you do that, I should be able to let you in. If you do not have that, I don't know what to tell you.
it
No,
works better if you have Chrome, and there's other applications using Riverside FM. So
or I can send you the
yeah,
link.
why don't you do that? So while you're sending her a link, I have another question just for clarification for me.
Mhm,
So you said that you have met Gabriel, and you
mhm.
have met a demon. So and then you transition to there is no heaven or hell. How
They
does
said,
that?
Hakate, you forgot Hakate. Somebody's like, Hakate, you forgot her.
Oh, sorry about that. My bad. So how can they exist in the same plane if they're two different energies? If you will, one's negative, one positive.
Oh, Hakate. Oh, well, Hakate's not negative.
Okay.
She got demonized, just like
Okay.
Lilith did, and all the wonderful, great, strong, independent women throughout history. All of them have been demonized. Hakate is she's the goddess of a crossroads, and she's the mother of witches. So she's just, she's not, she's like, I mean, I vibe with her so much because I'm not all in the light. I'm in the middle. I'm eclectic. I'm in that in between liminal space of light and dark. I can switch back and forth and combine them to make my, just my essence in that sense, because I can't be more one than the other. I need both. And with angels and stuff, like they command an authority and they're very strong. um so they kind of have that like power up level versus like demons and stuff, but like Hakate and the angels, like they're just high ranking vibrational entities that they can just coexist. If anything, they probably are more dare I say friends, than or more just colleagues in a sense, I guess. But they're not, like I'm trying to think of how to like word it. Like
Oh,
it's
you're
not
doing
like
great. You're doing great.
it's not like two parts of a magnet that won't fucking go together. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like that. Like they vibe a lot more than you would imagine that they do. And they're very powerful, intense energies. Like it's crazy to feel them, not just one, but both of them at the same time was intense because like we had our phones, we had like 5 phones, all had different spirit box apps, different, all of them, different apps. And they were just angel, archangel, hierarchy, angel, Gabriel, archangel. They were going off like back to back to back to back. And I'm like, whoa, what's going on? And then all of a sudden you could feel the energy change. And then afterwards, my boyfriend looks down at his phone. He's like, goddess. I'm like, which one? And he's like, Hakate. I'm like, yes. I was like, mother. Like, because she's called out to me before. I've already met her. And so it's just, I love the energy. But yeah, if they want to like knock out a demon, like they've got more, they've got the higher up on that one.
When you say you've seen her, how do you see her? Is it your third eye? What does she look like, or is there not really a look? There's more of an energy essence.
It's it's energetic.
Okay.
I haven't seen her physically, but I can feel the beauty. Like I can just feel it. Like, I was just like, she's pretty. Like it's not even pretty. Like she's just stunning and like breathtaking. I'd imagine every time I picture her, she's got long dark hair, like black, almost black. But I feel like she can change her appearance if she chooses to. But
Hmm.
I sense her with like long dark black hair. She's got probably like not maybe pale skin. I always sense her like pale. She's got like intense eye color. Kind of got that like I don't know, like not cat eye, but it's just like eyes that are just intense looking and beautiful, breathtaking eyes is what I imagine. But it's her energy. And the first time she ever reached out to me, I had no clue who she was. I was just starting my journey in this and I was having like a me night and I was just drinking, doing makeup, listening to music in my like apartment by myself and just vibing. And all of a sudden I could hear her name in my head and it was just over, 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 and over. It was like on record. I couldn't think of anything else. Nothing. It was just Hecate, Hecate over. I was like, okay, okay. I don't know what's going on, but let me Google it. And I Googled it and I was like, no effing way. This is cool. Like she reaches out to those that she really wants to initiate and with her, bring her under her little wing.
That's very interesting. In perspective as a witch and a medium, do you mind? Well, Raven's pairing people in here for the reading. How do you feel about cryptozoology? Bigfoot, which I don't believe in. I understand that to me, when things become commercialized, they are no
Right.
longer real because they're now a money source. I do believe, however, that there are instances where people are misidentifying, and that makes a lot of Bigfoot hunters mad. However, I do think that there could be a wild ape or, woodmans that men that live in the woods that may be, misidentified. When it comes to your perspective as a medium and a witch, um,
Mhm.
how do you feel about cryptozoology?
I believe in it. Like I
Okay.
have this wide perspective of it all exists or none of it exists. Like it's all or none for me. And I believe that there's multiple species of Bigfoot. And I believe that they are intelligent creatures. They may be maybe what not as form fitted to what commercially there is because I mean there's there's got to be truth to it to come up with something. If any an imaginative like if you're coming up with your imagination
Hmm.
on something, you had to have had a base for that imagination. You had to pull it from somewhere. So whether it's your, gay uncle that's really like 6'7" and hairy as heck, and you just got drunk and thought he was Bigfoot. Like that's one thing, but like it's just I think that it might be they might be maybe a little different, but they're smart creatures.
Okay.
Like I heard they're very, very intelligent. They probably would speak telepathically, if I would assume. I think a lot of the creatures out there would speak telepathically. Like I also believe about the giants that are mountains that are like they look like mountains, but they're really giants. Like I truly believe that. I believe in dang near everything, like
Wait,
fairies, nymphs, all that stuff.
I
wait,
think
pause. Did you say you believe in Bigfoot? Sorry, I was busy sending a link, but I just want to verify that I heard that you believed in Bigfoot. What was
I
that?
do. Oh no, he doesn't. I do.
But
He
you
does
have to
not.
understand, Raven also somehow in a delusional state believes she
Yes.
has a Jeffrey Dahmer chair. We don't get
Excuse
into
me.
it because
I
it's
do.
it. She goes on for
Listen,
like 20 minutes and it's
Destiny
fine.
can tell
Listen,
you. She's a medium. She can tell you this is a true story.
is
Go
that a
ahead.
true story,
If
Destiny?
wait,
It's
About
what?
so Raven Knight admits on our lives and on podcasts that she has a Jeffrey Dahmer chair, and
I have a chair.
can
It
you
came
can you
from home.
verify through
Okay.
your witchery? I don't even know what to call it. Um, in being a
Mediumship.
medium, can you verify that she does not indeed have a Jeffrey Dahmer chair that somehow is connected, but it's not to Jeffrey Dahmer, the serial killer, through
Are you saying
some
he owned the chair? Is that what you're saying? Or he
that
sat in the
is
chair
that is
once?
that is her delusion. Yes.
The story
Okay.
is
Is
that
that
it came from the
so?
mom.
What? Oh, from the but it was a Jeffrey Dahmer's mom or
It was
your
it,
mom? Whose mom?
Well, technically, it would have been Jeffrey Dahmer's mom, but my mom bought it at a garage sale from Jeffrey Dahmer's aunt. So Jeffrey Dahmer's
Well, I
aunt,
mean,
the same
I,
town.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't see why it would be so impossible if it's his family. You know, you'd be
It is
like Jeffrey could have
absolutely
sat.
impossible, Destiny. We don't
And,
want
and
to
hold
to
on,
to feed
hold on.
people.
He's gonna keep doing this.
Jeffrey Dahmer
I have a
had to
pink-
sit somewhere.
He
So
did.
And if he said it's his toilet, I would have been like, maybe. I don't
by
know.
that logic, the chair I'm sitting in currently could have been Jeffrey Dahmer.
It could have
I
been.
mean,
You don't know.
I do know because it
But
was made 3 years ago or 2 or something. So.
I'm gonna.
I'd be like, no, this is the receipt from IKEA. You clearly got it from IKEA.
right.
I'm gonna let our
But-
next, our I guess our
Yes,
person
yeah.
sitting in the park
Absolutely.
I know.
Let's do it.
Maybe you won't recognize her, Gabriel.
Well, maybe I will.
I mean,
Maybe I
you'll know
won't.
who she is, but
Right.
you won't know who she is.
I want to
Okay.
say though, you having the energy put in about the chair though, does manifest it. It manifests it. And you feeling that draw and that connection is that your sense is picking something up and you're so direct on it. You're vibing with that. So, and it's as long as you keep fighting on that, you're like, nope, this is what it is.
So,
It's what it
Destiny,
is.
we're trying to create an intervention on her delusions. We don't try to feed that. So.
We are feeding it cake all day.
I'm sorry. Hello, gorgeous. How are you doing today? It's good to see you.
Hello.
I am good. I'm still in Halloween hell.
Yeah.
I was gonna say we don't normally see you without all of your Halloween makeup on.
Oh yes, this is bareface. I'm barefaced staring at my Mother Earth costume for tomorrow that is incomplete.
Oh,
You look great. You look great. You look great.
Thank
It
you.
looks fine. So
Well-
I got my card that I'm just fixing it. Go ahead.
so we actually were lucky enough to meet you last year at the Zombie Crawl in Eureka Springs, and we were lucky enough to run into you again this year, which was really nice to see you. So I'm just happy that you're here and welcome to the show. And you're gonna get your cards read by Destiny. So this is
I
Yeah.
have weird service,
that's
Well,
okay.
that's okay. We only do weird service. It's fine.
but you know me, so you know I'm very weird. So very
That's what we
fitting.
love about you. Yes, absolutely love that.
But I mean, if you guys saw Lola right now, you'd love her because I've got my dress and my horns and my butterflies just all hanging out in front of her right now. So it looks like she's wearing it.
I love that.
That is what I'm supposed to be doing, but I saw this, so I'm making time to come here.
Well, thank you for joining us.
Well,
For
thanks for
having
having me.
Absolutely.
All right, Destiny.
All right.
What
So
do you
I'm
think?
just kind of channeling in and
Right.
Okay.
connecting. See who's with you. They don't always tell me who's there because sometimes they're going to focus too much on me. I just want the message to get through. Okay. Do you have any? Okay, you don't have to tell me. Do you have anything you want to know about? Just think about it. You don't have to say anything. Just think about 3 questions that you might have. So I'm using my What's the Tea deck. So if it's more on the love side, let me know, and I can pull from that deck instead. Even though this one could probably answer the same questions, but that one is more centered to love or situationships or whatnot.
I don't know. I'm more on knowing that I'm
If it's just
staying on the
general.
right path in general, you know.
Okay.
I dabble
So
in
you-
these things, but I have not done near enough experience in studying it enough. But I dabble.
Right. So I never studied either. I just kind of just with the punches and it just sticks because I'm not a studier. I cannot do that.
It's
It will not
very
stick.
hard. But
I'm
very
ADD.
grounded, very down to earth type person. So everyone's told me.
So with this deck, maybe we can kind of see like anything that's hidden, things that you might need to know about, because you're following your intuition a lot more than like you're getting better at not guessing yourself. So whenever you stop overthinking and you're like over judging what's going on, you're still on the right path no matter what. So as long as you're not hurting anybody, they're saying like as long as you're not actively sabotaging people, like you're on the right path. Even if you feel like you're failing and you're not, stop it. They're like, even if you feel like you are, you're not. You got to give yourself more credit. It's a woman that's there. She feels older. She feels like an older woman. Like it's giving grandmother archetype, but it's definitely it could be ancestor. She's not fully showing me, but she does feel older. So we're gonna see what's like. We're gonna tap in and see like what's the tea? Like what's tea? Let's spill the tea a little bit. Let's see. Oh, already. Let's see. Fake flexing, acting rich, flosses, money, acts fancy, shows off. Somebody in your energy is fake flexing. They're trying to impress you, maybe. What's up with that? Why are they fake flexing? Or maybe like
I don't have a lot of
maybe
people around me, so I'm not exactly
somebody.
sure who that could be.
Okay, so if there's an energy you don't ever understand in front of you, don't force it to make sense. It will. So it might be somebody that'll pop up. It could be also a warning, like don't fall for this energy. They're just trying to
Hmm.
polish a turd, and sell it to you. Like you don't want that. Like it's somebody that also I get a feeling like it's like not only they might be trying to scammy vibe, but almost try to make themselves feel more inferior or like high, like I'm better than snob energy. But it's really like, yeah, I saw you at the Goodwill last week. Don't try to play that game with me. Like, like no, like don't do that with me. Like so, oh, okay, so okay, whoa. They're bankrupt, whoever it is. They're gonna go bankrupt. I don't know who this person is, if they're gonna make themselves known soon, but they're broke, and it's like I'm broke too, but this is not the same broke. Like these people really ran themselves into the ground, but they're gonna get bad karma for it. This is somebody that's gonna try to like. Hold on, I might switch and pull my tarot out because I'm like really curious to see like what's the dynamic with this. Who is this scammy? It just feels like slimy energy, and you're gonna get that feeling in a sense, but then that man, let me be nice. I shouldn't be. Or just for some reason, it's like not, I don't want to necessarily say people pleaser aspect that you'll tap into, but you're just like, I don't know, you almost feel obligated to be like, let me smile, about it. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like if you don't recognize the energy right, no, if you don't recognize the energy now, I feel like it might be somebody who might try to pursue you because somebody's stalking you, somebody's obsessed with you. I feel like this person's already got their eye on you. You may not see them, but they already see you. Like it's maybe somebody that you overlook, or somebody that's not like popping up on your registry of importance. It's like, yeah, I don't want no harm to come to them, unless it's to me, but like they're not like I'm not buying them gifts for Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Like they're just it's like that annoying coworker that he kind of gives off like he's got a crush on you kind of thing. Like that's kind of what it's giving. Like this person already sees you, and if he hasn't fully gone into, I feel like, hold on, no, I was gonna say if he
I have
hasn't gone
email
into, no, he's
stalkers now.
already. Oh, too late. Too late. I'm sorry. Too late. Let me pull one more before I switch over to tarot, see if it gives me any more clarity because I need to know what's going on. This person has a grudge. They're holding a grudge. Like you rejected this person, or like, is this the same energy? Yeah.
I mean,
Okay.
I did see my ex on Sunday.
Let's not do that anymore. Like it
Well, I
might, it
couldn't
could
help. I
be
was there for
him.
the other person, and he just happened to be there.
Throw
Mutual
salt
friend
at him.
situation.
Throw salt and just be like, cleanse the space. You're like, no more. It could be him, but if that's he would have popped up, right? Is this the ex? Spirit, who is this?
No, I don't think he would be
Fake
stalking.
accounts. Fake accounts. Whoever it is, they're making fake social media accounts to spy. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. They're definitely trying to keep tabs on you, especially, I mean, it typically will be an ex, but I get the feeling that this is somebody that's like they're not they're always
I mean, I put
partying.
somebody off on social media, but I kind of do that on a daily, so that could be anybody.
it, this person is going to be definitely, I feel like this is somebody that's like you could run into them at the grocery store kind of thing, like they're within your town or the town, or like
Oh,
around the town there somewhere.
yeah.
Oh, okay, be careful with this person. They're going to get kind of like aggressive, threatening. they're going to be very intimidating, threatened, bothered because they're not getting what they want out of you. You're not giving them the energy that they're desiring. So I'm definitely warning on that one, because once that energy comes through, it's giving like, that's a weird, oh, hold on. That's a really weird way y'all want me to use that. You know that, what's that movie? Mark Wahlberg, Reese Witherspoon, when they're like kid, like
Oh
teenage.
yes, 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 yes.
Yeah, like
I
he
know
comes off
exactly.
some way,
Yes,
but
yes,
he's a,
yes.
that's what that's the
Oh,
first thing they
Fear.
showed me.
Cape
That's the
Fear.
first thing. Yep.
No,
They
Cape
showed
Fear.
me that. No, wait,
Yeah.
no,
It's not Cape Fear.
I'm gonna have to look that up. We'll have to
No,
Google that one.
but it has
But
the same.
yeah,
It's
but they showed me that a movie scene. They just showed me Mark Wahlberg like,
I'm gonna have to look it
like
up. It sounds
hitting himself.
familiar, but I can't remember what it is.
But yeah, like
I
they
can picture his face like in the keyhole, and he's making that. He's screaming into it. Yeah.
yeah. But they showed me the scene where he's like punching himself like this, like to
Oh,
create.
yep, 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 yep,
They
yep.
showed me that. I'm like, oh, he's creepy. Like whoever this energy is that's like latched onto you, whether it's your ex or somebody that's like in the outer orbit of, because like I don't deal with many people often, but I got haters. That's for sure.
I mean, I'm
You
sure
know?
I've got one or two,
Fear.
and I've pissed off a brother recently, but I don't think he's that crazy.
Yeah, but this person's like into you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I can't even think of anybody that would be. That's how
Like I
little
feel
I
like
get out. Like I go to Eureka and I go to work and I come home.
right. But still, like, there's this, like, any way that they can, like, social media is good enough. When you go to the store or check your mailbox or something, like, they'd be the type that might steal your undergarments. Like, I don't know. It's giving very creepy, like, essence. They might have an altar of you because of the obsession gets so much because you're rejecting them or not even realizing they exist, and they're just, like,
That's
hyper
interesting.
focused. So keep an eye out
I
for
mean, I
that
get
energy.
it, but that's
It'll show
interesting.
itself. It's gonna show itself. I get the sense that you're going to like have a like you're gonna. This happens a lot. You're gonna kind of like the reading's gonna go in the back of your head, a little bit. You're not really gonna. It's not gonna be forefront of thought. But then something's gonna happen, and you're gonna be like, oh, there it
That's my
is.
pre.
There it is. There it is. I see it now. Oh God. Oh God. It's you. Like I get a sense of like, okay, like on Scooby Doo, they're like, it's the janitor. They rip it off, and that's who the monster was the whole time. I get a sense where you'd be like, oh, I didn't see that coming at all. And you were like, but so just be careful with this person. Do not. I mean, be nice so they don't like do something crazy, but you can put up your boundaries for sure. I would tell me, I'd be like, I've got AIDS. I'm sorry, I can't do this. Like I'm not telling you to do that, but I'm just saying, like, I'm sorry. I just like I don't have like I got something wrong with me. You don't want none of that. It's just I killed a man before. I don't think you're something crazy. Just leave me alone. But I get a sense like this person, you're going to it's like a warning. I feel like they've been trying to warn you about it, but it's like, how can I warn you if you're not even aware of this person at all?
Yeah, no, I'm telling you, my window of people I talk to is so small
Same. It could be like a neighbor.
anymore. I
You know
mean,
what I'm
well, see, I
saying?
live in
Like
the country, and my neighbor's getting married next month. I mean, he was mad that
that
I didn't
doesn't
date him.
matter. It doesn't matter. I've had men that try to date me that are married, that freshly married, no less. And I'm like, telling your wife immediately. Um, but some of them can be creepy. I mean, it could be somebody that's like three pastures down, like you never know, like when you're going to
That's
like
creepy.
work, it'll be the same guy you see on his morning little walk or whatever, what have you, like it's just, it
Yeah,
could be somebody you just did not think would be that person. Or like I said, if you
that
go to
creepy.
a grocery store and it's the same cashier, like you just wouldn't think. And you're like, maybe you struck up a conversation with this person. You're like in the line, while they're transactioning, and you're just like making jokes. And this man's like falling in love with you, like creepy. It's like, I'm going to find out where she lives. We have babies already in here, like it's just one of those people. Like, but
I don't need to be a horror movie, so I will keep my eyes out for sure.
oh yeah, definitely. It'll hit you. I give it a couple weeks. I feel like in a couple of weeks it'll reveal himself. I was gonna say maybe she, but he. It's definitely creepy man vibes. What else can you tell me? Is it about this person or another situation? The
I
high,
mean,
the high
yeah.
priest reverse. Hold on. I'm not gonna lie. I've been reading for 5 years, and sometimes I'm like, I gotta check my book. Hold on. Like, but I know because the upright is teaching lessons, guidance, and stuff like that. Options, balancing things, opportunities being balanced. I feel like this is like a battle, a mental battle with this person. What is the high priest? Reversed specifically because what? Okay, there we go. Receiving unreliable or unsuitable advice, making a hasty or poor decision, expecting others to make decisions for you.
Yeah, that
Taurus
doesn't
energy.
sound like me at all.
The Taurus, it's this energy. He's juggling in his head. He's like battling like the demons in his brain. Should I do this? Should I do that? How should I react? Like he's constantly like edging with his brain. He's like, should I like getting to the edge of like making the decision, and he pulls back, and he's like weighing options and stuff on how he's gonna do this. Like, I think because he hasn't made any direct moves, that's why you noticed him because he's been like right there, like stops. I just keep seeing like fear, hesitation, but it's a battle in his brain. He's like, like, how do I want to approach this? Like, he's dark in the head. I don't like this energy at all. Definitely get some kind of protection on you, like physical protection, like pew pew pew, or something, or something. But definitely wear protect like dark crystals, like black onyx,
Oh yeah, I
tourmaline,
usually
stuff like
have
that.
always have something on. I got my onyx on right there, actually.
Perfect. Look, twinsies. Yes. So definitely like make sure to cleanse and charge it. I get a sense. If you haven't charged it recently,
Yeah, I
charge it,
probably do need
cleanse
to
it.
cleanse it.
You're gonna need it at full force to like, cause this dude is, the more I'm tapping into him, he's gross. He's very gross. I don't like him. I don't like his energy. It's very icky. It's funny that we brought up Jeffrey Dahmer because he might be like SK vibes, like
Really?
he could be
See,
like
that's
put the
weird. Because you
lotion
want to
on
know
the
what my nephew
skin,
is for Halloween? My
Huh.
nephew is a cannibal for Halloween this year, so
What? How do you go? Wait, how do you go as a cannibal for Halloween? Like,
Yeah, how
what's
does
he
that work?
made
Themes.
a. There's a story. He made a deer mask, and I thought he was a deer, and he said no, he's a cannibal that kills and eats hunters because he don't like them hunting.
Oh
I
wow!
love
How
that.
old is
That's
your
very
nephew?
unique. That's very unique. I
Uh,
like that. I was about to say,
we're
okay.
we're a bit obsessed with Halloween and stuff, and so he's been exposed a little bit to a few things, but nothing like that. We're not sure where that one came from.
Well,
So,
thank you very much for that reading, Destiny. That was actually
You're
very, very
welcome.
interesting. Thank you so much.
Yes, it
how
was
was your
very interesting.
nephew?
I really appreciate it, and I'm glad I
No problem.
chimed in.
Did
Well, let
Definitely.
us
anyone?
know when you come up with that name.
Yes, I follow my links.
Um,
I want to know. Update me.
I
Yeah,
will. I
definitely.
will follow you more. I just found out about you through them tonight, and I'm like, yeah, I'm jumping in tonight.
Well, thank you
Yay!
for jumping in. Yeah, thank you
We're
for
happy that
jumping
So,
in.
you're here.
Happy Halloween.
We were actually gonna have you on the show at some point with Lola.
Oh, absolutely.
We would love to have you on. Keep us updated if any of that resonated, and like if that resonates in the
Resonated.
future.
Sure. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, but
I will definitely stay in touch, and I will continue to watch you guys as I work on my costume.
Well,
Yay!
thank you. Say hi to Lola, please.
you have a long day tomorrow.
You
So
do.
good
I
luck.
do, but I'm really just going trick or treating with my nephew. Is all I think I'm doing. I don't even think I'm doing any adult stuff afterwards. So that was all
Oh,
last weekend.
yeah.
You can fit it in this weekend. It's cool too.
We'll see what
Well,
happens.
thank
You never know.
Let's see where the night takes you on spookiness. Veil's
yeah,
thin. Go for it.
I love that. Well, thank
Thank you for
you.
joining us. Yeah.
Well,
And
thank
we're
you.
Happy
I
gonna.
have no
Halloween.
idea how to leave this thing, by the
I
way.
got you. I got you.
She'll click you out.
Thanks for being a guest. And then we're just gonna come back here with Destiny, and that was very interesting. What you
Right.
were doing, that was very interesting.
Thank you.
Um, it just a lot of
Tapping
things going
into
on.
tapping into the energy is really weird because it's like I'm trying to feel out what they're telling. Like it's like a puzzle. What do you want me to know? Because they don't give me the energy all at once. They're just like feeding it to me like little by little, and I'm like, okay, is this? Because I'm asking questions in my head. I'm like, is it this? Is it this? It's like a game of like the what is that game where it's like you're describing people on the board and it's like, is this guess who? It's kind of like who it is. I'm like, do they have red hair? Are they this tall? Is he a serial killer? What is it? And they're feeding it to me. But if I have a dual thing and I'm like, is it this or is it this? They're like, no, it's that thing. I'm like, okay. All right. Sure.
Now, do
I'll
you
go with it.
do readings for people on the regular? Is this something that you do that people can book with you? I guess what we want to do is kind of find out how they can book with you, what your socials are, all of those things, how people can find you if they're interested in working with you. If you want to give everybody your information from here.
Yeah, my links for TikTok and Facebook and Instagram. Like I'm on like I have my Facebook that's where I get the most of it, but now that I've been more productive on TikTok I go on lives there, not all the time because of my mental health, but we're working on it. We're getting better at it. So, but I do get on lives and I'll do that and I'll do like free mini readings. If it's like 2 or 3 people, I'll go longer, more
Okay.
more with their reading. But if it's like more people, I'm like 1 or 2 cards at a time. But I'm like, just message me and we'll go from there. And I just send like my prices, which is like very affordable. I kind of range from like $5 to and up, so it's like sliding scale. It's good. So yeah, any of those socials until I'm able to get a website, like those are the best ways. Just slide in my DMs, like just be like, hey, I heard about your readings, and I'm like so interested. So
I did make sure that I tagged you in my socials so people who follow us can actually just click on your name and then find you that way. So it's relatively easy to find you. So hopefully they do.
I
And
hope so.
super happy that we met in person. Well, not really in person, but you know what I mean.
Virtually, yes.
Yeah, it's virtually. We've had a conversation for like the last week, so I'm really happy that you were able to do this with us tonight. It's been very, very interesting. So thank you
I
so much.
loved it. I had such a great time. I want to come back, by the way. I expect to
You
return.
should come back. Definitely come back.
I
Everybody
will.
that goes on this show says that. Do you know that? It seems to be
That's
a
a
trend.
good thing.
And
I
It's
then
the
they
know.
ghost
vibe.
us.
I love the vibe. I love it. So then if it's reoccurring, because I'm trying to like send everything to my followers, I'm like, hey, focus, pay attention to these people.
Yeah,
So
do
we're
it.
coming
Send them
back,
all right now. Send them all.
sending it out. I'm doing
Do
that.
it.
Yes, I'm doing that.
Well,
Oh,
we might have you back. I know that we are actually pretty booked up for guests into January now. So
okay.
it'll have to be maybe after January, but maybe we'll have you
That's
back and
fine.
do this again. And yeah, it would be really fun.
That's fine. I have a free schedule, so we're good.
Well, if we're good, and so, my friends, another Devil's Night draws to close. The candles burn low, and the cards have spoken, and the shadows have grown still for now. What we've heard tonight, the stories, the signs, the whispers through the veil, remind us that the world is far more alive than we dare to believe. From the ashes of fear roses the witch, not as a symbol of darkness, but a defiance, a spirit unbroken, one that still walks among us, reading what others refuse to see. To our guest, Destiny, thank you very much for opening the door, for letting us glimpse that realm between faith and fate. And to my partner through every stage of shifting shadows, Raven Knight, thank you for joining us. And to you, listeners from wherever you are, whether the wind howls outside your window or the silence feels just a little too aware tonight, remember this. There is a reason the veil thins. It's not to frighten us, it's to remind us we're never truly alone. So until next time, stay aware, stay curious, and most of all, my friends, do stay safe out there. Hang back a couple more minutes, will you, Destiny?
Yeah, of
Thank you very
course.
much.
All right. Thank you, everybody. Have a great night. Happy Halloween.
Happy
Happy
Halloween.
Halloween.